everyone, I'm Jessie of Crochet by Jessie and welcome to day 2 of my 6-day star blanket vlog. I have set myself a little challenge where I'm going to try and see how much of a 6-day star blanket I can actually get done in 6 days. So I've already done part 1, which is day 1, and in that time I managed to get about this much done in about 2 hours of crocheting. So my plan is to spend about 2 hours for each of the 6 days crocheting and just see how big I can actually get my 6-day star blanket. So let's start with day 2. Before I start working on my star blanket for day 2, I just want to go through a few of the things I'd managed to do in the first video. So what I have done so far, I finished an entire skein of yarn and then I started my second one. I think I probably got just under halfway through this skein. So this is just under a skein and a half. I have a lot of this colour, but at the moment I'm just seeing how much I can get through with the time, so we'll see. And I've also been using a 6mm crochet hook. I've actually got a really funky one that arrived since part 1, so I'm going to be using a How to Train Your Dragon Night Fury, so I'm very much excited. So that's just going to make the project a little bit more exciting. If you guys want to get hooks like this, I actually get my hooks from someone called Beth's Crafts. You can get her hooks on Etsy, but she does actually have a TikTok account and I follow it, and basically on her TikTok lives she actually makes the hooks to order. So it's really cool. I'm gonna have to do a video showing you guys my collection because I think I have like 8 hooks from her now. But yeah, so I'm gonna be using this 6mm and I'm gonna see how big I can get this blanket. Okay guys, so what is really good is I did actually finish my round last time and I put a stitch marker in there so I wouldn't get confused and just possibly mess it all up, because that is like the worst feeling when that happens. So I'm starting completely fresh and I'm already excited that I'm using this hook, to be honest. And do you know what? The other thing I was going to ask everyone is, how have you been finding the 6-day star blanket if you've been working on it? Because I know that so many people have seen this kind of design and just really wanted to get into it. And Betty McKnitt's pattern, I mean, me talking for myself, you guys may have not seen it. You may think I'm just completely not accurate with this statement, but I saw so many of these blankets in challenge videos on TikTok. And personally, that's what made me really want to get into making 6-day star blankets. And oh my goodness, I have made so many in the span of 2024, starting from like February time. So what I ended up doing as well is, literally this weekend just gone for me, I actually gave a miniature baby blanket of the 6-day star blanket to my partner's brother because he's going to be a dad for the first time. And yeah, that was like, I've just been making 6-day star blankets for so many different people. Like, I've made one for my auntie, I've made ones for family friends, I've made one for a new little baby that's going to be born very soon. So I just love how versatile this pattern is, and you can do so much with it. And for me, I mean, the majority of mine, minus I think like 2, have been exclusively colour changing yarn. Actually minus 3, because I did a scrap yarn one. I'll have to find a photo of it, so hopefully if I found it there'll be a photo up here, we'll see. So that was one of my first 6-day star blankets. I think that might have been my second one. This was my first one, which I did in February. And yeah, I've just been thoroughly enjoying doing this pattern. I think it's like a road trip worthy kind of pattern, or like just a really long flight or just something like that, because I feel like you can zone out somewhat when you get used to the pattern repeats, and I don't think you always get that kind of feeling with other patterns and designs. So for me, that's what makes this blanket design like even more exciting than your standard one. So I'm really excited to see just how much I can get done today, and I'm definitely thinking that my speed's going to be a lot quicker because I didn't have to worry about kind of like establishing the blanket that I did in part 1 for my first day of this blanket. And I'm really curious as to what size we think it's going to be by the end. Do you guys think it's going to be like a lap blanket? Do you guys think that it might be, oh, I say that and then I mess up. Do you guys think it will be like a lap blanket? Do you think it would be big enough for like a single bed, a double bed, a really big blanket to go on a sofa? Because I'd be really curious if you guys start to say your ideas for it now, then as we're progressing we'll be able to see if I might make that goal or not. And fingers crossed, it does get like a really big size, because I'm really hoping that I'm trying to debate if I want to keep it or gift it, because I don't know if you guys have this, but I feel like I fall in love with every single one of these 6 Day Style blankets, and I just want to keep them all, but I can't do that because I already have so many projects in my house and it's really bad. And I'm not even exaggerating, I think I have 2 90-litre containers in the attic full of crochet projects. And I am going to be bringing some of them down in the next month or so, because in one of them is my favourite project I have ever made, and it is the Haunted Halloween blanket pattern, which I also designed. And yeah, I love it. I don't know why I put it in the attic, to be honest, because I kind of just want to have it with me all the time. But yeah, I've got so many projects in the house, so it makes sense for me to gift this. But we'll see, because maybe I really will just refuse to give it up by the end, so we'll see. But I'm gonna try and like get myself in the mindset that this is going to be a birthday present or a Christmas present or something, so fingers crossed. Don't laugh at me. After my lovely little monologue saying about how easy this design is and that you don't need to think a lot about it whilst doing it, guess who messed it up for the first 10 minutes straight and has just had to frog the entire start of this project for day 2. So I ended up, for some reason, I think I'm just like wired with granny squares at the moment, but I ended up just adding chain spaces between every section, even though you're only meant to do that for the points. So I literally realised about 10 minutes into doing this round that I was just doing unnecessary work and doing the pattern wrong. So I've just unravelled all of that, and we're getting back to roughly where we were. So I might have to give myself, well, maybe I'll give myself an extra 10 minutes, or maybe I'm just gonna say that that was just a part of the process and not allow myself to have another 10 minutes out of my 2 hours for today. So we're gonna see just how much that has hindered me. I really hope it hasn't hindered me much, but we're gonna see. But oh well, we're currently in the granny square stitch round 2 stage, and yeah, I'm back to having done literally just this section here. So let's get back to it. First good update. So after having to frog most of the first round that I was doing for this day 2 video, I've actually finished the first round. So it's an entire round of doing the granny stitch. So I've still got about this much left of this skein that I've been continuing to work with. I'm definitely going to be getting at least this done and hopefully starting the next skein during this video, but I'm going to probably do updates with each round that I finish. So this is the first round for this done. Finished round 2 of day 2. So this round was completely single crochet, so it took me a lot less time. So I'm really hoping that these rounds are going to just really speed up my progress that I do today. But it's slowly getting bigger. I know I'm going to end up making a lot less rounds today, so I'm probably going to do like a fraction, but that's just because it's taking longer to finish each round as it would do because the blanket's getting bigger. Although right now it's not particularly looking like a blanket yet. 3 is now done. This has definitely taken the most amount of time. The entire round is double crochet and it is obviously the biggest round so far. Although I've only done 3 rounds, I really feel like the work is starting to get bigger. So, I mean, tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I already think there's a really big difference. So I'm gonna see how much more I can get done so far. Round 4 is now done. This one it's just taking longer and longer to get them done now, so I guarantee I'm really not going to be able to make a lot more progress in day 2 because I've already spent like an hour and a half on this, and yeah, I have a feeling I might end up getting like 1 more round done maybe, but I think I'm maybe pushing it. I'll have to see. But this skein is nearly done. This is definitely going to be done during round 5, and I'm definitely going to be starting this next skein, which is good that I have it at hand for me. So let's see how much more we can do. I will say these double crochet rounds especially have made this a lot larger than it was before. So I'm definitely glad I'm seeing the progress, but I honestly thought I would have got more done already. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm really shocked to say that I actually managed to finish this 5th round. I believe it's 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5th round. And I still have some more of that yarn from that skein, like barely any, I will say. But I really thought I was going to run out of it, so that was a big surprise. But I have spent about 2 hours, so that does include me accidentally frogging work that I did wrong. But I am going to be tough on myself, and I am going to include that in the challenge time because that was the time that I'd put aside to work on it today. So this is what I've got so far. I'm really happy with what I've managed to do. I'll be honest, although I only did 5 rounds, I do think that the size of the blanket's really grown so far. So my goal is probably, if I can get 4 rounds done, maybe even 3 rounds done for day 3, that's going to probably be quite good. So yeah, this is how it's looking so far, guys. I'm very happy. I'm loving the colour changing at the moment, and I'll hold up my bigger full skein of the yarn. And yeah, I just love this colour changing yarn so much. I think it's translated very, very well into the 6-day star blanket, so I can't wait to see how it's going to look by the end of day 3. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching day 2 of my 6-day star blanket vlog. I'm really happy with the progress so far, so I cannot wait to see how it will be looking over the rest of this challenge. So if you want to stick around and watch day 3, 4, 5 and the final reveal at the end of day 6, then please do subscribe to this channel and hit the bell to be notified when my next video is up. But for now, thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time.